and gentlemen, it is an absolute honor to welcome a distinguished scientist and a key architect of India's space advancements, Mr. V. Narayanan. As a senior leader at ISRO, he has played a pivotal role in shaping India's rocket propulsion systems, contributing significantly to our nation's space missions. His expertise and leadership have been instrumental in developing cutting-edge propulsion technologies that have powered India's ambitious space programs, propelling us toward global recognition. His unwavering dedication to innovation and excellence continues to inspire scientists, engineers, and aspiring minds across the country. Today, Rotary District 3233 proudly welcomes Mr. V. Narayanan to share his invaluable insights and experiences with us. Let's put our hands together for this exceptional visionary.
Very good afternoon to all of you. It is a great privilege and honor to stand in front of a distinguished audience to talk about Indian space program. I have a little bit changed the topic to give you an overview of the entire space activities in the country, starting from the beginning when we started to till today and the vision for next 25 years. You all know Indian space program the seeding was done in the year 1961, and it was in the year 1962 the Indian space activities were basically initiated. From that, almost 63 years Indian space program has served this country, and today it has reached and serving every common man of this country in multiple domains. And in my presentation, I am going to just take you through the entire journey of the Indian space activities, how it started, what are all the major accomplishments, today where we stand, and to make this country as a developed country, as per the vision of Honorable Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji. What is the vision what we are having? This is the structure of the presentation. Actually, this presentation was made 63 years of activities plus next 25 years, 88 to 90 years of activities presenting in 30 minutes. I know it is very, very difficult. Originally, it was structured for 1 hour presentation. Let me do how I am going to compress and going to do the justice for the talk. I think we'll go to the next first slide. The need for Indian space program is very clear. It was the visionary leader Sarabhai who started the activities, and we should be second to none in the application of advanced technology to the real problem of the man. And to provide the benefit of the space, we need three major segments. One is the satellites of different types, which has to be conceived, built, developed and built. Second one is the launch vehicles for taking them to the space. Third one is the ground segments for enabling the launches, also utilizing the space data. It was good and very smart and intelligent decision which was taken. All these activities were started concurrently. Put the next slide. And in fact, when you look at the beginning of the Indian space program, it all started in the year 1962 in a village near Thiruvananthapuram. I think most of you may be knowing Tumba. And the activity was started in a church building. I think the church is there. It was a fisherman village, thanks to those church authorities, those who donated the church for starting the activities. And there are major milestones. 1963, November 21st, we had the first launch of a tiny rocket. The rocket is not ours. It came from USA. And a sodium vapor lamp payload came from France, and we assembled, integrated, and it was launched. And it was in the year 1967, November 20th, we had our first indigenous rocket launch. That was a just 1 meter height rocket. Then from that we moved a long way. There were milestones. 1969, August 15, Indian space program was started. 1972, it became a separate department. Until then, it was with the Department of Atomic Energy. 1972, it became an independent department, the Department of Space. And from that humble beginning, we moved to the next level. It was in the year 1980. We had the successful launch of the SLV-3. The project director was none other than the People's President APJ Abdul Kalam. And India joined the elite group of the nation, only 5 more nations having the capability of placing a satellite in the orbit. From that till today, we have developed 6 generations of launch vehicles: SLV, ASLV, PSLV, GSLV, Mark II, and Mark III vehicle, and SSLV. And so many things were developed, and we have accomplished lot of launch vehicle missions. Coming to the spacecraft area, till 1970, the India was not having any spacecraft technology. It was in the year 1975, with the support of Russians, we built the first satellite called Aryabhata, and a 360 kg satellite. Almost, I will say, lot of technologies they supported, and then we built the satellite, and it was launched using Russian launcher. And from that till today, we have conceived, realized, developed lot of satellites, and meant for different purposes: communication, remote sensing, navigation, remote sensing, navigation, scientific, and experimental applications. And we have built 131 satellites. The heaviest is the high throughput GSAT-11 satellite, which is a 6,000 kg satellite and placed in orbit. Currently, there are 55 spacecraft in the orbit serving the common man of the country. The satellite and launch vehicles are meant for what? Launch vehicles are meant for placing the satellites, and satellites are doing great service. In fact, to talk about the benefit of space to the common man, if I have to do justice, really 5 hours is required. But I have put everything in a single slide. Probably you can have a look. We serve in the area of Earth observation, SATCOM application, navigation application, disaster warning and mitigation, strategy application. In the area of Earth observation, agriculture, environmental monitoring, land and water resource monitoring, potential fishery zone. In fact, I want to tell that application alone, if you take, India is having 7,500 kilometers of seashore. And there was a time people go to sea and they come back without catching fish. Today, we are through the satellite pictures and we are informing real time. And people go to the right spot and catch the fish. Probably you may be wondering why the Secretary of Space is talking about a lower level of fish catching. And I want to tell, dear friends, through that alone, government is getting more than 30,000 crore per year profit alone through that. And coming to the SATCOM application, you all know television broadcasting. 40 years back, what was the situation? Today, what is the situation? And telecommunication and tele-education and so much of application in that area. Navigation. Today, I am happy to inform that almost 8,600 trains are real-time monitored and its movement is monitored. Almost 21,000 vessels are equipped with Navy chips and we are monitoring real-time. And there was a time if you book the train ticket and if you have to receive your relatives from the Madras railway station, you don't know when the train is reaching. You reach there and you have to wait. There will be intimation 6 hours train is late. You are not sure whether it is going to come or not. But today that is not the situation and we get connectivity. And disaster warning and mitigation is another important area. We serve the country, save the life of the common man. And strategic application, of course, lot of things are done. Put the next slide. Now, this is a very, very important slide. When we started our program, there was a time we were tying our launch vehicle parts in old bicycle and used to move. That was the stature of the organization and the country. And the Apple first communication satellite had to be moved in Bangalore for an experiment using bullock cart. From when we were starting our space program, in the middle you can see when the tiny rocket was lifting off elsewhere, Yuri Gagarin was sent to space and brought back. It was in the year 1969, July 16th. I was in the first standard, sitting on the floor along with 12 of my classmates. We were enjoying that day because the teachers were not teaching. And when in the class, teachers are not teaching, you are all small kids. I was in the first standard, enjoy so much. We were not knowing what is happening. They were moving some small radios outside to get the signal. Then they came and announced that, looks like man has landed on the moon. That's the message which is coming. And that time we were having a 1 meter height rocket. And we were almost 60 to 70 years behind the advanced nations. Go to the next slide. I have put the entire accomplishment of space in one slide. We have developed, and from Indian soil, from that, 4,000 sounding rockets are lifted off from Indian soil for various studies. 6 generations of launches are developed, realized, and placed. And recently, January 29th, we had the 100th launch of the Mark II vehicle, gigantically lifting off and placing the satellite in the orbit, the GSLV Mark II vehicle. And as I told, 131 satellites we have built and placed in orbit. And there are 13 student satellites. A country which was not having satellite technology and launcher technology in early 1970s. From Indian soil, using our rockets, our launchers, 433 satellites of 34 foreign countries are successfully placed in the orbit. And of course, there are experimental missions. When Modi ji took over as the Prime Minister of this country, we got a clear direction to become world leader. A country in 1975 which was looking other countries for satellite technology, we conceived, built a communication satellite called SARC satellite, and it was placed in the orbit using our launcher and donated to the SARC countries. That is the type of leadership role what has happened. And space technology and application, lot can be talked, but today, because of the constraint, I am not going through the details. Next slide. And PSLV is a workhorse. Today you all know 62 missions, and which has lifted off and placed in orbit 64 payloads. And a country which was 70 years behind today, couple of places we are world leader. One of the things I have highlighted, through the launcher, single launcher, Russia placed 37 satellites in the orbit, and they were in the world leader number 1. We all debated in Trivandrum, always we are followers, why don't we become world leader someplace? A decision was taken, we will launch 100 satellites in a single PSLV. Launching is very easy, but then it should not collide each other, should be successfully placed. Dear friends, today it is a history. India is the first country which placed successfully 104 satellites in a single go. Then of course, we have done almost 360 foreign satellites of using this particular launcher alone. Go to the next vehicle. Then comes to Mark II vehicle. Mark II vehicle is another important vehicle capable of placing 2,200 kg. PSLV is 1,100 kg to GTO. This is 2,200 to geotransfer orbit. It's a total different technology, including a cryogenic technology. Upper stage is the cryogenic stage, which was denied, that technology was denied to India by other countries. And finally, ISRO spent almost 20 years, and today we have succeeded that technology, and India has become one among 6 countries having the cryogenic technology with us. And we have accomplished 17 missions, and 100th mission was by this vehicle on January 29th, and a couple of more vehicles are getting assembled in Sriharikota for doing great job, including an important satellite called NISR. I don't know how many of you are aware. NASA and ISRO has built a satellite together. 50% payload from NASA, 50% from us, and the entire satellite bus we have built. And Honorable Prime Minister recently announced in the press meet in USA, a proud moment. He was announcing in the presence of very great dignitaries. He told that jointly we have developed the satellite which is going to be placed in the orbit using our launch vehicle. That vehicle is getting built. And go to next. Then coming to the next important vehicle, GSLV Mark III vehicle, that is the Bahubali rocket, which is used for placing Chandrayaan 2, Chandrayaan 3, and so many missions. And the capability of this vehicle is 8,500 kg to low Earth orbit, or something around 4,000 kg to GTO. This vehicle importance is all the missions accomplished by these vehicles are successful, and the first mission itself was a great successful mission, and we have to develop a lot of new technologies. Probably another occasion I will talk about the new technology developments. Go to the next slide. One of the important thing is the upper stage is the cryogenic stage. And for the Mark II vehicle, at least we got some support from Russia, but this is a totally from our own, it's our own baby. We have drawn the first slide itself. In fact, right now I am having the slides in my cupboard, what was made by hand. And dear friends, we have successfully developed, not only developed, in this development, today to our credit, we are having 3 world records. First world record is from the time of engine test to flight. Other countries have taken minimum 42 months, maximum 18 years. And we set a target. In fact, there were different project directors towards that final phase. I happened to be the project director. I was so blessed to be the project director. We set the target. We will do this in 24 months against 42 months of minimum time of other countries. And it is history. We have accomplished this in 28 months and we are having a world record. Not only that, to do this type of mission, generally people make 10 engines and qualify, then only go for flight. We set a target. We can do lot of digital simulation, and with minimum cost we should do. With 3 engines we put a target, and today it is a history. India has done this with 3rd engine flying successfully, and the entire world was looking on us, what is happening here. Then we have to do a stage level test where we have to handle 5,000 kg of hydrogen and 28,000 kg of oxygen. You know, hydrogen, if you handle properly, it will work as a fuel. If you don't handle, it will explode. And we have to do a test in a test stand worth about 1,100 crore. If you do any mistake, the test stand will not be available. In 1,100 milliseconds, it will come to a dust form. We took a smart and calculated risk and intelligent decision. We will not do lot of experiment. And the minimum time taken for carrying out the test by any country is 5 to 6 months. And in fact, I still remember, we proposed to the management, we will not do so many experiments. Straight away we'll do the test. But then the risk involved, you all understand. And there were a lot of criticism within the organization itself. Why this type of proposal? And today I want to declare and inform this august audience. We have done this in 34 days and we have made the 3rd world record. And it was not simply a risk taken, it was extensive simulation work and we have done. Go to the next. And next stage is a C-25 cryogenic. This is the stage what you are seeing. And when we are talking about this, for a layman, I want to explain to you. You know, the car engines move with a velocity of 100 km per hour. This engine has to give, out of 37,000 km per hour, 50% of the velocity required for injecting the satellite into the orbit. 17,000 km per hour velocity has to be given by this system. That is what is the complexity involved. Another thing I want to tell, to generate 20-ton thrust in the aircraft engine, we use 1,000 kg per second of air and aviation fuel. Using just 45 kg per second, we have to generate same thrust. That's why a lot of smart people are required for this type of development. Go to the next. Currently, a country which was denied this technology in 1990s, I think the great people from the Hindu is there. They used to write the article so much how the country was denied the technology. Today we have developed recently the 3rd cryogenic technology, cryogenic system. very successfully in the shortest time, and it is available in Sriharikota for the uncrewed mission of the Gaganyaan program. The third thing, what is developed. Next. And we have completed a space recovery experiment in the first attempt. Next slide. And a astrosat mission we have successfully accomplished. And of course, as I told, 104 satellite in a single go using that one. Now coming to another important thing. Please understand, when we started our space program, tying bicycle on the bicycle these parts and moving the satellite in the bullock cart, there was a time when foreign people came. They never believed this country will have a successful space program. From that feeling, Chandrayaan 1, first scientific mission. There are so many people who have gone to moon and done a lot of things. Chandrayaan 1 is the first mission which found water molecules on the moon and made all Indians proud. And India is the first country accomplished. Chandrayaan 2, we could not soft land. But we are having an orbiter going around the moon. You can Google. Daily thousands of photographs are coming. And we are having 8 payloads. Everything is working. There is an on-orbiter high-resolution camera with 30 centimeter resolution. Dear friends, I want to tell you that in the moon orbit, the best camera available belongs to India. That is the on-orbiter high-resolution camera. Coming to the next mission, the Mars orbiter mission, Red Planet mission. You know, to go to Red Planet, we have to travel 68 crore kilometers. 68 crore kilometers. And for that, small deviation, even 0.01 degree error, if you go, you cannot reach there. You will go somewhere. And we have gone there successfully, operated the engine after 295 days. The satellite was captured, and India is the only country, first country which has accomplished a Mars orbiter mission in the first attempt. None of the country so far could accomplish the first attempt. And the money spent per kilometer travel is, Honorable Prime Minister, I have to thank him. He has done his own calculation, and it is less than auto fare. And the entire world is looking on us, what these fellows are doing with so much less expenditure accomplished. Go to next. Coming to the Chandrayaan 2, of course, there was a small setback. We came, and then finally we could not soft land. But then I want to tell something. A national level committee was constituted to study the entire performance and give the recommendation for Chandrayaan 3. And, you know, generally when the office order is drafted, at the end one statement was there. The committee will submit the report within 30 days. And generally, it takes this type of work takes more than 1 year. We understand and appreciate. We decided we will honor and we will complete. And exactly 5 hours before the deadline, entire analysis was carried out, completed, and 107 recommendations were given for Chandrayaan 3. Now, go to the next slide. Implementing the entire recommendations, carrying out extensive tests. August 2023 is a historical day. Chandrayaan 3 was rotating with a velocity of 6,077 km per hour, which is 8 times of aircraft velocity. In 19 minutes, it was guided properly and brought and soft landed near South Pole of Moon. And India is the only country and first country which has soft landed near the South Pole of Moon. Of course, we are the 4th country to soft land and this one. Now, I am so blessed to be the chairperson of the Chandrayaan 3 National Level Expert Committee, which gave that 100 plus recommendation. It was a great blessing. Go to the next slide. Not only, I think you can see the video. Please click. I don't know, audio is not there. Something wrong. Okay, can you please have a look? So it was a very, very historical day. You know, Indians are credited for discovering zero. On August 23rd, 2023, we made 3 parameters simultaneously zero. Horizontal velocity, altitude, and the range related aspect. All the 3 parameters we made zero, and India made proud. I think it is only 2 minutes video, probably after that we'll go ahead. It was a fantastic week, the rover coming out and moving around in a guided way. No, actually there is a big video we are not going to show, that will take half an hour. Go to the next slide. I think we'll move. Now, it is not only soft landing, there were scientific discoveries. We have discovered 8 minerals, we have found seismic activity, we have understood the thermophysical characteristics of the moon, and we have found out the electron clouds, and entire discovery was given to the scientific community of the globe, and today Indian flag is flying high. Go to next. And we also did one more thing which was unplanned. You know, future, if somebody has to go land and come back, you have to lift off whatever landed body. We authorized the experiment all of a sudden, and we lifted off and placed in another place. And we have also brought back the orbiter which was in the moon orbit to Earth. Thereby, in my opinion, there can be difference of opinions. The Chandrayaan 3 original planned soft landing was accomplished with 50% of the budget. Yes, we have done 2 more achievements. Go to next. Coming to Aditya L1, to study the sun, we have built a 1520 kg satellite, and we have moved the satellite to 15 lakh kilometers. Last year, January 6th, it was commissioned in the orbit perfectly. This year, January 6th, we have rolled out the scientific data, and India is the only 4th country which is having a satellite for studying the sun. And you will come to know very recently what are all the accomplishments of this mission. Go to next. Another thing is using the LVM3. Right now we are in the commercial mode also. 2, please click the next, please. We have accomplished 2 commercial missions and placed 72 foreign satellites in the required orbit. And right now we are also in the commercial business. Go to the next. Next slide. Here the importance of the mission is each vehicle has to place 36 satellites at different places. I used to jovially tell, when you travel in the bus, probably this audience may not travel in the bus. When you travel in the bus in the villages, I have never seen the bus stops exactly in the bus stop. It goes either 5 meters there or here it stops. But here within centimeter accuracy you have to place the satellite, and it was perfectly done as per the requirements. What to the next? Coming to the Gaganyaan program. Gaganyaan program is taking our own astronaut Gaganyaan 3 using our launcher to the space. Very easy to say space and bring them back safely. Lot of development has to be done. Number 1, the vehicle should be highly reliable, and there should be orbital module in which we have to take the human being, we have to control the pressure, temperature, relative humidity, CO2 content, everything has to be done. So we have to develop the system associated with that. In case of any problem, we have to save the Gaganyaan 3s. For that, we have to develop the system. It's a huge development activities. And not only ISRO, so many other departments are working towards that. Today, dear friends, the status is we are in the final leg of sending the man, and we are going to have 3 uncrewed missions. And first uncrewed mission is going to be done this year itself from Sriharikota. We are getting towards that. And then after completing 3 uncrewed mission, we are going to have the crewed mission, and the time is yet to be worked out. But then we are targeting for the first uncrewed mission this year. Next. I think better you see this video to get a 1.5 minutes video to get a snapshot of how this mission is going to be accomplished. We are going to take, in the first mission maybe 1 or 2, otherwise the mission is meant for taking 3 people to space. fact, we have to take it to 400 kilometers. And we have to bring them back safely by the propulsion system. Towards the end, we have to land them using parachutes. So the entire activity is really going on there.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3.
This is a simulation
2,
video to give you a feel of.
Lift off. When the module comes back, lot of heat will be generated. We have to protect the entire thing. Then we have to reduce the velocity, bring them back safely and land. Okay, we'll go to the next slide. Go to the next slide. It is not a ISRO program alone. It is a national program. So many departments are involved, and we are in the lead role to do these activities. Go to next. And towards one of the important activity, in case of anything happens to the crew, we have to save them. Towards that, we have done lot of one of the experiment recently demonstrated. One more experiment you will here come to know by May. We are going to accomplish from Sriharikota activities are going on towards that. And now, Honorable Prime Minister has given clearance for the Gaganyaan continuation program. Also, earlier only one crewed mission was cleared, now 2 crewed missions, and we are also going to build our own space station. And towards that, the first module will be lifted out 2028. Go to next. Now we are working on cost-effective space transportation system. Present Mark III vehicle is capable of taking 4,000 kg to low Earth orbit. We are going to be the same cost. We want to lift 5,000 kg to not low Earth orbit, 4,000 kg to geotransfer orbit. So we are working to take 5.15 ton to the same cost to GTO. Towards that, we are developing 2 propulsion systems. One is a advanced cryogenic propulsion system. Another one is liquid oxygen and kerosene based 200 ton engine development. That is also a mammoth work. The first test we are targeting maybe within a week time in Mahendragiri. You will come to know once you accomplish any, we are going to publish. Right now the work is going on. That is one of the activity which is going on. Next. For Chandrayaan 3, the satellite was 4,000 kg. Out of 4,000 kg, 2,500 kg was the propellant mass. Now if you have got advanced propulsion system like electric propulsion system, the 4,000 kg can be brought down to close to 2,000 kg. So we are working towards that type of propulsion system called electric propulsion system, and we are going to accomplish this mission maybe this year, last quarter. Next. And another important thing, the SpaceX experiment. 30th December last year, we placed 2 satellites in the orbit with a velocity of 28,400 km per hour. 2 satellites were rotating. 16th January, we have docked them together by so much complex process. 2 days back, we have undocked safely. And India becoming one among 4 countries to have demonstrated this capability. And today, this capability is a mandatory requirement for accomplishing future missions. For example, one example I will tell you, Chandrayaan 3 satellite was 4,000 kg. Chandrayaan 4 is a 9,600 kg satellite. So we are planning to take through 2 launches and dock in the space, then take it to moon, then undock a portion, land on moon, take sample, return back, get it docked, come to earth, again undock and land. And so docking and redocking is a important activity. So we have demonstrated. Go to next. And this is looks like a small slide. You may not be knowing the type of work which has gone inside by the entire 20,000 employees of ISRO to make the 100th mission grand successful mission, and we have made grand successful mission on 29th, the gigantic liftoff of F-15. And it is again a historical moment for entire country. The first mission, even though we could not successfully accomplish, we are very particular, we must accomplish this, and that is done. Go to the next. And G20 satellite. Today, India is not a spacefaring nation simply. We are going towards world leadership role. One of the satellites, a G20 satellite, we are building for G20 countries. And India has taken lead role to build that satellite based on the direction by our Honorable Prime Minister. And 40% payload is going to be others remaining from other countries for studying the climate, air pollution, and so many things. I think I can talk this topic alone 3 hours. And we are going to accomplish this mission. Key point is, today we are gradually moving towards the leadership role of taking other countries and supporting other countries. Go to next. And space mission. Next 25 years, what we have to do. Debated, discussed, and Honorable Prime Minister has rolled out the space mission. We are going to accomplish the Gaganyaan program. We are building a new generation, next generation launch vehicle. I want to give you a feel of that vehicle. You know, the first rocket which took off, SLV-3, under the leadership of APJ Abdul Kalam sir, capability is to place 40 kg to low Earth orbit. And 17 ton is the lift-off mass. Now we are developing a rocket which will place against that 40 kg, 30,000 kg in the low Earth orbit. And lift-off mass is 1,000 tons, 17 ton to 1,000 ton. And the height is equivalent to 26-story building. I think you can imagine, 26-story building height. That is the rocket currently under development. And 2035, we are going to have our own space station. And the first module approval has come. 2028, we are going to place the first module. It is a 5 module. We have got approval for Chandrayaan 4 for taking sample and bring the sample back for research studies. 2 days back, the cabinet also has given the clearance for the Chandrayaan 5 mission. You know, there is a saying, strength only respects strength. Because we have succeeded at Chandrayaan 3, Japanese, they want to collaborate with us. So it is a joint program of Japan and India, Chandrayaan 5. Difference is very small thing. Chandrayaan 3, we had a rover which came out, 25 kg mass. Here, 350 kg mass rover is going to be built by us. And that is the type of mission what is going to be accomplished. And we are also going to take Indian to moon. That is the program Honorable Prime Minister has given direction. We are working towards that and bring them back safely by 2040. For that, a huge rocket, 2 times of NGLV has to be conceived and built. Of course, we are going through a review process of configuration study. Next generation launcher, there will be a new propulsion system. New propulsion systems are going to build with LOX methane. We are in the process. Bonus. And already the engine, proto hardware realization testing is going on and the engine design is completed. I think when you talk about LOX methane engine, hardly four more countries are only having this technology. Go to next. And Chandrayaan 4, already I have talked. Venus orbiter mission. We have got approval for studying the Venus. We are working on that mission. We are going to build our space station. Whatever you are seeing is the model of the space station. And first module will be lifted off from Sriharikota by 2028. And we are working towards that. And of course, there is a Mars. Earlier I told we have gone and we have captured in the Mars orbit. Now we are going to land on the Mars. The program is on. Go to next. And of course, advanced propulsion technologies we are studying. Next. Reusable launch vehicle technologies, we are in the process of development. Next. Of course, this video, probably you can see 5 minutes time he has given, maybe 1 minute it will take. Have a look of it. You know, right now our vehicles are single shot operation vehicles. But if when you talk about low cost access to space, multiple times you should use our rockets. And towards that, lot of technology development is, I don't know what happens to audio. So lot of technology developments are taking place. One is a landing experiment. And probably you can see the fellow how 3 experiments we have carried out from Chitraturka. And successfully, all the 3 experiments were successful. And you can see how a body with the autonomous control, no pilot inside, autonomous control is coming back and landing successfully. And it landed precisely in the place where it is supposed to land. And we are having lot of programs to continue. This was accomplished very recently only. And there was no change in its path. Perfectly it came and landed as required in the required place. And this is a new technology demonstrator. Okay, go to next slide. Now, of course, air breathing propulsion is another one where you use atmospheric air with fuel. Here also I want to tell you, friends, it's a very, very complex process. Probably I will give you a small example. You know, whenever an inaugural function happens in this type of places, people used to light that lamp. You all may be thinking the guests are so privileged, they are lighting the lamp, but the chief guest will be having under terrible tension. When he light the lamp, if it is quenching, he will think that it is not a auspicious thing. And imagine when somebody is lighting a lamp and a fan is on, he can never succeed in lighting the lamp. Here, Mach number 6, at which air has to enter, Mach number 6 is a very high velocity. And we have to ignite and hold the flame. And we have succeeded in the first attempt itself. Now we are going through the further experiments. Go to next. And of course, human landing on moon, we are conceiving the vehicles. This will be a different class of vehicle, something around 35-story building height. With first SLV-3 was 17-ton lift-off mass. This will be having something around 2,100 to 2,500 ton lift-off mass. 2,500 tons is lifting off. Okay, go to next. And world space economy. Right now we are working towards that. So far we are concentrating only on our requirements. Now there are startup system authorized. I have to thank Government of India, Honorable Finance Minister and Prime Minister announcing the space sector reform. Now we are encouraging, hand-holding the private industries and others for doing the space activities. Go to next. Dear friends, today there are 55 satellites in the orbit serving our country in multiple places. In another 2 to 3 years, there's 55 satellites, the life of half of the satellite will be over. We are going to increase these numbers to almost 3 times, almost 150 numbers in another 5 years time frame. We are working towards that, putting a space ecosystem. There are a lot of new approvals, whatever has come, to make us a world leader. It is my great privilege, honor to get an opportunity to lead that organization by Honorable Prime Minister who was picked up. And the entire ISRO team is working to make us a world leader. By 2047, I want to tell, ISRO will be in par with any other spacefaring nation in terms of launcher, in terms of satellite, in terms of application, in terms of sensors, in terms of human spaceflight program, what not. And we will be hand-holding, we will be together with the country to make this country as a developed country. And I request all the people who are here, youngsters, to work towards making this country as a developed country. We must see this country as a developed country which got independence just 1947. The type of leadership role, type of enthusiasm, type of scientific temper, type of economic activity. Today, when we got independence, we are starving for food. 97.5% people are below the economic status. Today, India has just bypassed UK and we have become 5th economic position. With that, I am having full confidence our Honorable Prime Minister of India's vision of making this country as a developed country will be a reality, and space is going to support fully towards that. With that, I know I have taken little more time, but a story of Indian space program which started with 70 years behind of advanced countries, coming close to leading show and going to come in par with other developed countries. in another 25 years. Very difficult to explain in 25 minutes. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Dr. V. Narayanan, for your inspiring words and invaluable insights. Ladies and gentlemen, let us show our heartfelt appreciation once again with a standing ovation for Dr. V. Narayanan.
Hello, dear friends. The ISRO activity is not a single man activity. It is a teamwork and teamwork. 20,000 employees of ISRO, they are there. 20,000 people of India, ISRO. And there are so many industries, so many academia, so many other labs are supporting. It is purely a teamwork. I think I am having with me one of the lead directors of Sriharikota Launch Vehicle Director, who authorizes all the launches. My close friend, Mr. Rajarajan. I think he has come to the stage. I am so happy. Rajarajan, please join on the stage. One more thing, our activities goes well if we are all working better in the office. Really, the equal credit goes to our critics, our spouses. Without their support, we cannot contribute. And anyhow, my better half is there, Dr. Kavita Raj. She takes care of the entire family, even though she is a PhD in biochemistry, takes care of the entire family. And she used to say, don't come to office, so come back to the house without successful missions. This is what is the statement quite often told, so she is also here. So probably I request her also to join on the dais. Thank you.